The opener for the United States in men's basketball at the Olympic Games comes your way on Sunday morning. A weekend of Olympic action, and a familiar face will be on the other side for Team Serbia. That's Nikola Jokic. DRS, even after the 5-game exhibition lead-up for the United States and getting ready for the Olympic Games, where they were tested a few times, they were 2-3 against the spread. One of their biggest wins, their biggest, in fact, 105-79 over the Serbians, and Nikola Jokic had 16 points and 11 boards. Team USA, for its opener at the Olympics, was listed as a 16.5-point favorite against Serbia. Now, it's just a 12.5-point spread in favor of the U.S. against Serbia in the Olympic opener on Sunday morning. The over-under, 180 and a hook. What do you want to see out of the Americans in the opener in the Olympics?
I want to see a win and a cover. I actually do. Now, granted, all that really matters is you pick up the win. It's a group stage, get a couple, you move on to the knockout stage. But sometimes you need a trendsetter here to start, which means we are here to stay. You send a shockwave, 98-68, something like that, through the system of the Olympics, and that'll get people's attention, if it already didn't have the attention for how much talent Team USA actually has. But that's my expectation. I don't want to hear at the end of this press conference where LeBron James had to make a layup with under 30 seconds to go for them to win and say, you know what, getting our feet wet here, feels good at this point. You had a long training camp. You had 5 games to get ready and get that rotation set. You are the best team by far here. I don't want to hear like this was a good test and we needed a little bit of camaraderie together to come together in some of these, huddles. Stop the madness. You had that already. You could have joked around with South Sudan like, hey, man, we can't just roll the basketball out here and beat quality basketball teams if they're playing good basketball. I need a decisive win out of the gate to let the people know Team USA is here. This gold medal, it's ours.
There are props up and available like it's an NBA game to bet. Of course, it is different. Make sure you know the FIBA rules. Only 40 minutes, not 48 like we see in a normal NBA game. There is more physicality allowed based on where things are. Not as many free throws that you can take throughout a game. I couldn't figure out what the word was. And, of course, there was no defensive 3 seconds, so you'll see some of those big bodies just hovering around the paint. The highest points prop for Team USA, 14 and a hook out of LeBron James and Steph Curry. 19.5 is the number for Nikola Jokic. Bogdan Bogdanovic, who, of course, plays for the Atlanta Hawks, 17.5 is the number. Nikola Jovic, another familiar name at least, plays his basketball for the Miami Heat for the Serbians. The gap between the U.S. and the rest of the international sides is not nearly as large as it might have even been 10, 15 years ago. It is not just going to be easy, but Donnie's point is sound. It can still be dominant. 12.5 is that number, 180 and a hook. LeBron James was truly Captain America down the stretch against South Sudan, certainly down the stretch against Germany in their final exhibition game in London. 14.5 his number. I think my favorite Olympic prop bet for the Sunday opener, Anthony Davis, over 7.5 rebounds. He was dominant, at least, as probably our most consistent big throughout the Olympic warm-ups.
Yeah, and for me, because, again, I'm still basing the fact on I do think that rotation is going to settle in, even for game number 1, as opposed to, let's still play guys a lot of minutes. Now, granted, nobody came over here on the Team USA to say, you know what, I'll be that bench guy, be the 11th man. I really don't need that much playing time. They all want to get in because they're competitive and they're superstars and they deserve to play. Yeah. But there is going to be levels to this. It isn't as if, unless, again, Ben, it's a 40-point blowout win. Everything changes at that point. But if you're looking at that starting 5, which let's just say includes LeBron James and Steph Curry, you know they're getting the bulk of the time out there. So even with what you saw from that exhibition rounds, it's like, hey, these guys are alpha dogs. They're going to get even more playing time here. So more shots for LeBron James, more shots for Steph Curry. Like, if I'm looking from a perspective of points, do I think LeBron gets 15? I do, but I love Steph Curry getting 15 points in this game. You're telling me right now Steph's not going to leave this game with at least 4 3-point shots made, which gives you 12, and he's going to play probably 30 of the 40 minutes? Yeah, I'll take Steph Curry in that environment. LeBron James, rebounds and assists, should be up there. He's going to be more of a facilitator at this point. So I like the fact of what I see on those international friendly games and then try to transfer it over because you know those guys are going to be involved. Now you give them more minutes. I think we're going to get some pretty good price points there if we keep these numbers under 14.5.
We also have not seen Kevin Durant yet. He was back at practice, getting ready for the Olympic Games, did not play in any of the 5 exhibition matches in these Olympic tune-ups. I wonder how he fits into the rotation based on what Steve Kerr decides to do on Sunday against Serbia. Serbia, of course, in our group. This is group play. It is Group C. Team USA is minus 1,200 to win the group. The Serbians have the second best price at plus 650. South Sudan and Puerto Rico both in the group as well. Team USA minus 400 to win an Olympic gold medal. I will say this in terms of maybe a couple of question marks following the exhibition tune-ups that we had in that 5-game showcase. The 2 best wins for the Americans against the 2 teams on the slate that have the best prices to contend for a medal or a gold medal. Canada, 11.5 was the number, beat the Canadians by 14 in the opener in the exhibition series in Las Vegas. Canada, second best price to win a gold medal at 10-1. Canada is the only other team favored with a minus money number to win a medal at the Olympics, in Serbia, a plus 118 number. France a little bit in front. The men's basketball MVP odds for the Olympic Games, LeBron James is a short favorite in comparison to everybody else at plus 320. I think part of that, Donnie, is not only that he is LeBron James, he has the experience of winning multiple gold medals, but just what we saw in the exhibition matches. He took over down the stretch when things got the diciest for Team USA.
Yep, the alpha dog. He's going to have primarily the ball in his hands, which means he's going to have the most statistics. The U.S. is going to win gold. It makes sense. Quick point here, by the way, on Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
A healthy Kevin Durant, absolutely should be on this basketball team. Why are we taking up a roster spot for a guy that might not play, hasn't practiced all that much yet, and just trying to get into the mix in the Olympics here? I disagree with that. Fully healthy? Absolutely. Yeah. Not healthy? Should have another superstar in his place. I'm just being real.
Yeah, I don't disagree, especially at this stage of where they are, but I guess you could speak for continuity. We'll talk about Olympic tennis next. All right, so there's a lot of tennis information that is here available to us through our producer, Joe Frizo. I'm not sure Olympic tennis is as significant as some might make it out to seem, but Joe really wanted to come on the show because of some technical snafus that was unable to be the case. So he put so many notes into this segment for us to get ready for the Paris primer of tennis at the Olympics. It's played at Roland Garros, which is the site of the French Open. Of course, we saw the French Open just a few months ago. Frizo, remind me, as you can speak to us through our IFBs and headsets, Iga Swiatek dominant on the women's side on clay. Was it Alcaraz that won the men's French Open title this year? Yes, it was. He's gone back-to-back at the French Open and at Wimbledon. So here are the odds, DRS, of where things stand on both the men's and women's singles matches at the Olympic Games in tennis. Carlos Alcaraz, the odds-on favorite at minus 135, followed by Novak Djokovic, Sasha Zverev, Rafael Nadal, and Casper Ruud. The women's singles, Iga Swiatek, the hefty favorite at minus 250. Coco Gauff carrying the flag for Team USA during the opening ceremonies on this Friday afternoon. Second best price at plus 650. So that's where things stand. Donnie, your thoughts on Olympic tennis?
I think Alcaraz wins. I think Swiatek wins. And also, by the way, I would like to take my computer right now, if I could, and just turn it around and show it in front of my camera. I mean, because we are set up for like, we might as well be on network TV right now, trying to set the tone for the Olympics in tennis for a 4-hour show with how many notes we have built in at this point right now. Yeah. You can't see anything on there, Ben, but I get it.
Can't see it at all. But like, there are multiple paragraphs. Like, you know the meme that's like, I'm not reading all that, sorry it happened, or congratulations, depending on where things are. That's how I feel here. Frizo told me that he was going to put in so many notes. I told him he should just come on the show. He could take my spot for this segment and just speak for 6 consecutive minutes.
Mine too.
Or just like open up. Oh, yeah, 100%. Honestly, it could be, what is the final 10 with Ben or Ben's College Corner now? Just Frizo's tennis watch list for the Olympic Games. We have a graphic that talks about his main storylines. Joe's Paris tennis watch
Okay.
list. His main 5 storylines. And for each of these bullet points, there are 7 or 8 paragraphs of information. How in the world he thought we were going to read through this and decipher the information to give the cliff notes is insane. The fact that he wrote this much or has this much tennis information is insane. I mean, this guy should be hosted in-game live over the weekends when we have Olympic tennis. Do you want me to even try to read through some of this?
Yeah, I guess, because I don't feel like reading through it, so you do it. Yeah.
Donnie, we'll alternate. I'll take 1, 3, and 5. You take 2 and 4. Here's point number 1 from Joe Frieso, our producer and tennis aficionado. Rafa's last dance? Question mark. Olympics being played at Roland Garros, where Nadal has won 14 French Opens, 112-4 overall. Only confirmed tournament on his calendar after this is Laver Cup exhibition. Won 2008 gold medal on hard court in Beijing. Would face Djokovic in round 2, although he is now in a bit of doubt for singles after setback in practice. Favored to win gold in doubles with his countryman, Carlos Alcaraz for Spain, opened at plus 650, now plus 210, won the gold with Mark Lopez in Rio in 2016. That was all the information and the notes available for just point 1. Yeah, go ahead.
By the way, in point number 2, it does say Novak is going for gold. Now, if we look at this, we're like, how come he struggles a lot in the Olympics here? So that's a certain, like, you would want to fade. It says only thing missing in Djokovic's career is a gold medal. Bronze in 08, 4th place in 12, round 1 in 2016, and 4th place in 2020. Guy just can't step up. I mean, what is he's not taking this seriously?
Yeah.
He takes other tennis tournaments more seriously? Yeah, you got to fade. So what I got out of this, we're fading Djokovic in this. Can't happen. Can't win a gold. Just can't.
Do gold medals, Joe, tell us right now in our IFB and headset, do gold medals in tennis even compare to a Grand Slam?
Wow.
Oh, he says they do. Okay, good to know.
Wow.
I didn't know that, right? Because we talked about the gold medal in golf. It doesn't really mean anything. Of course, golf at the Olympic Games has not been around nearly as much. DRS, did you read deeper into note number 2? It says number 1 seed, but tougher draw. Did you read after that?
Yeah. See, I mean, they're trying to Ron Burgundy me. I'm too smart for that, man. I got to like, don't tell me to read something to get me fired off of this network either. It's not going to happen. Too smart for that.
Trying to get you. Trying to get you.
Yep.
Olympic tennis gets started pretty soon.